Hello, and welcome to the Digital Experience Sprint Planning Meeting. This is planning meeting 7 for some of us, but we're also kind of coming together to merge our design system and CMS teams kind of going forward. So we'll just reset this number at 1. And talking about what we can accomplish this iteration cycle. Looks like first up on the list is Tyler.
Yeah, so I have a few things. First up is just some wrap up from the last sprint. I'm going to fix up, I got the Vue.js components working in middleman templating, but I accidentally double exported them. So I'm just going to wrap that up and fix it up for some performance reasons. Related, I have some ideas. I don't have an issue for this yet. I'll make it after this meeting about setting up a good release pipeline so that we get our versioning under control and in a good space, and so that we like publish the right number and we kind of know what we're working with. After that, I have another thing that I have been behind on, which is the Cloudinary proof of concept. I'm going to add the Cloudinary integration to Lauren's Netlify CMS proof of concept repo just for the tool exploration that's going on with regards to that. So this will be like a good demo and people can use it and see how it might work if that's what we end up adopting. Related to Netlify CMS, I will be getting to the topic child page infrastructure so that we can add the subpages in those topics. Lauren's already got a rough draft on migrating rollup to Webpack. And because I've been very much in Webpack land the last week or so, I will jump in and collaborate on that with her. And then my last thing is I got a little like too clever for my own good. And I wrote a monkey patch for our middleman site, which should make local templating development better. It's not fully tested, but a few people have looked at it and like it. So I'm going to ship that so people can start using it and find maybe some of the sharp edges of what does not work. The nice thing is it doesn't impact build pipelines. It's really just an opt-in development setting. So I'm going to ship that sometime today once people take another look at it and I can add some documentation. So that's it for me.
I think I'm next, right? So I'll be working on applying the design system to the blog wireframes that I've been working on. The blog is our next content release for the CMS. And once, oh, thanks for sharing that on the screen. So once those are done, I'll have our internal team review them, and then that'll go out to Rebecca Dodd for review, and then to somebody from SEO and analytics to take a look at it. And I'll also be working on just one functionality that didn't make it into this past few iterations of the CMS topic pages, and that's the on-page sticky navigation. There's an issue open for that, and I'll be working on the UI and UX for that in this sprint as well. And that's it for me.
Okay, I'm up next. For this sprint, I'm going to be doing admin iterations on Netlify CMS. Adjusting the block order and then adding a YouTube media embed in the editor. We will be enabling the Netlify CMS admin on production, and there is an epic associated with that. A host of issues, as you can see there. That will be really exciting. And then once it's turned on, I'm going to be working with Tina to document the publishing process of Netlify CMS in our handbook. So how our content creators are going to access it, create posts and content, and publish it to the website. And we'll pass it over to Laura.
Yeah. So first up, I have a ticket to, or an issue to update the spacing on some of the pages that we've already updated with some of the Slippers design system, like the enterprise page and the home page and free trial page. And giving those new utility classes for padding and margin so that they are in line with the Slippers design system for those values. And then I have a bit of work to do for the content team has come out with a new report on work in 2020 with a new ebook. So I'll be building out the web page that shows that for the launch for that next week. And next is Brandon.
So I'll be doing another iteration for the pricing page, kind of looking to hopefully get us into a stable point from where we can gather, some metrics without the page constantly changing. And then also basically we were unable to get certain parts that we wanted to do done in time for the MVC1. So this is kind of a micro iteration, and get those feature comparisons grouped up is kind of where we're going next with that. And then the second item I'll be working on is kind of an early exploration for the upcoming commit event. And I just want to get us thinking about that early because there's a lot that goes on in prep for that. It's kind of a lot of project work. So I want to see what we can do in the CMS, what we need to do design-wise, where we want to go, what's possible, what we should be doing, that kind of thing. So just getting us started thinking on that. And that's it for me. It looks like Jess is up next.
Thanks, Brandon. So for me, the first thing on my list is just to finish up the new SMB page. I pretty much just need to get the mobile version out there. Otherwise, it's pretty good. Then I need to start working on our new partner pages. And 20 and 21 are kind of the same thing. It's just 20 is kind of doing like a grayscale wireframe or template for partner pages. And then 21 is actually doing the mocks and getting them visually spec'd out. Also, hopefully while I'm doing that, I'll also run some tree testing for our marketing navigation, make sure we got everything in the right spot. And if that happens to go well, then I'll start working on the information architecture and the design of our new navigation. And that's it for me. So Hobby, I think you're next.
Thanks. I'm looking to build out some design system component and elements. And pretty much what that is just keep in line with the design system and get that work coming along. There are a ton of little issues here, so I would love some hands on that if people are free. And also just accompanying with that, trying to further define what docs looks like. I have some little issues that I've kind of consolidated that I've tried to group together, especially as they've come up, but trying to define what that looks like, just because there's lots of things that could look like, but it's not super clear. So trying to get some clarity on that and just adding that whenever it makes sense. I did some work last sprint where I did some of that. And so just continuing to work along that work stream is beneficial. I am passing it on to Stephen.
Yeah, so I'm finishing writing up our blog post, which is sort of a state of play of where we start and where we are. So hoping to get that done very soon. And same as well, kind of carries on from what Javi just said, helping him build out some of the design system components, and we can index things in Storybook and then further expand on those and whatever we want to add. So I can help him with any of the issues that we just discussed. And continuous work on bugs and Figma so to get things to work responsibly, especially with some of the new contributions that we have in there. So that's still a learning curve going on with that. And I'll pass it to Sandy.
Okay. Thank you very much. So one of the things that I'm going to be doing during this sprint is the page updates to some of our solution pages. That was reported, that was submitted by Alicia Rashidi about VM Tanzo. So I'm going to be making some update to this content. I'm already collaborating with them to get some information that we're going to be using for this page. And the next one is also a solutions page, which is for our meeting IEC page that needs some more information that was suggested by some customers through the support system that we use for the ticketing system, I think. So there's already some comments on that, and I've already reached out to them so that we can quickly do justice to that. And the next thing that I'm going to be working on will be the SM page MVC1, the SMB page. Currently, it's still blocked for the design that I'm going to be getting around February 5. And I'm looking forward to finishing this by February 12, which will be around the end of our sprint. And the next one is our partner overview page. It's still blocked due to design from our UX designers too. But I'm going to be working on that during this sprint. Lastly is from our CMS, there is an issue opened by Tina which is just the spacing between our video and text components on some sections of the page. And that will be easily fixed today, because what we are doing is to ensure that a lot of content are very, very consistent with our design system. So if there's a video, there should be some required level of space or padding between the elements. It should affect every other single page on the design system, every other topics pages. So that's what I will be doing during this sprint and any other tasks that is still going to come up. Thank you. Over to Brandon.
Yeah, so I think that's it. Kind of those are the items we'd like to work on this iteration cycle, and appreciate everyone watching. Thanks for your time.